Good evening, folks. Wally here for episode 7 of JJK, and this time is going to be interesting. We're just getting started with Jogo versus Gojo. The naming is not lost on me, so without further ado, let's jump right into it and see where this action leads. I have no preamble. We talked about everything in the last discussion, so if you want to see my thoughts on the last episode and where things are heading, catch that. Let's see. There's Jogo. The fire effects in this show are really good. I'm gonna just put that out there. They look really good. Gojo's alive. Nothing's taking down Gojo that easily. Like Jogo's gonna be like, I did it. Oh, bro, you're so dead. What is this power? This is something. Infinity exists everywhere. He just made a fucking void circle. Convergence and divergence. What is bro yapping about? Like, is there like an infinite number of points between point A and point B, and that's what he's using? Make it make sense, dear God. Okay, I understand the white beard allegations. He really is the strongest. Okay. And he hasn't even uncovered his eyes. He hasn't even used 50% of his power. He's talking cash money. Domain expansion. He's just going to take us to like a fucking fire domain. There it is. Yep, it's a volcano domain. It's just all going to be on fire. Like an oven. Ooh, those are some nice effects. Okay, since we're at the halfway mark, I am gonna pause for a bit, just to yap a little bit. So excuse me. You can skip forward to wherever this continues if you don't want to watch it, but I want to yap a little bit. Okay. So Gojo's power, I'm still trying to comprehend what it is. He says it's infinite. In terms of infinite, like, does he mean like there's an infinite number of like particles between here and here, and the closer you try to get to him, the more you kind of like decelerate, like you slow down, like the distance between him and other people or other curses is like infinity, because they have to like cross all these different points to get to him, and that's what distance is. It's a vector quantity that's uh, a number of points going from A to Z. That's what a line is, and an infinite line just keeps going. So there's an infinite number of points between Gojo and anyone else and a curse, and so they have to like go at each point excruciatingly slowly, which gives the kind of impression of infinity. I'm not sure if it's true infinity, but it gives the impression of infinity, where if things want to get close to him, then they have to they get slowed down to like moving like an atom a minute or some shit like that. And it's like extreme slowdown and almost like time dilation in a bubble around him where things can't move at a normal speed and momentum gets killed kind of deal. Like that's what I'm picking up right now from his power. Like I really like the name Infinity Mugen, like I get it, but it's also a really like it gets used as like a it's like it it's a misnomer a lot of times. It's used incorrectly a lot of times to like make things sound cool. So I'm wondering like how infinite is this infinity power? Like surely Gojo can't just be infallible. So there's got to be like they said that they need a way to like seal him and immobilize him, which is why the prison realm is a thing, a cursed object. So I guess he really is like unbeatable and they just have to like contain him kind of deal. What would really be cool is if they did something where they actually did have someone that could kill Gojo, and then it's like, oh shit, now the going's really bad because as long as Gojo is in the story, the stakes are suffering for it. So yeah, let's see what this domain expansion is. Yapathon side tangent over. お That's interesting. 100% hit rate? Okay, this is like personal for him now. With your own domain. He's taking it off. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we're getting to see the pretty blue eyes. Let's go. This early? There they are. Infinite Void. Did you just mind break him by sending him to the end of the universe? Bro, what is this? He's stuck in a moment. Infinite number of stimulus. He's feeling everything and nothing at the same time. Limitless. Everything you ever did just gets used on you. Yeah, you're having sensory overload. Oh, that was an amazing visual. Holy shit. Literally just said he's built different. He's him. Or okay, I understand the aura farming now because he is farming the aura. It's not Piccolo tier right now, just fucking standing on a cliff or farming. It's close. Okay, does he have the integrity to not spill the beans? He- He's gonna spill the beans, the other guy is gonna come and kill him. The other guy's gonna come and kill him. Okay, so that's Hanami, the flower guy. October 31st in Shibuya. Okay. Mahito. Okay. This was a really good episode, mostly just to see what Gojo can do and how the power system works. So everyone has kind of an inner domain and they can expand that out, which is domain expansion. You bring your inner domain out into the world. It consumes a lot of energy, but it gives you a lot of advantage. You get a stat buff and all of your attacks are going to hit. So the other person just can't dodge. So they have to just use their own curse techniques to counter it, or they have to use their own domain expansion. And then whoever kind of has like, they kind of have like a beam struggle almost. And whoever has the stronger domain expansion just wins and their domain just takes over. So that's interesting. So that can lead to some really nice moments. A character struggling, their domain isn't working, but maybe they unlock some new level of power, either through the heightened emotions or something like that, and they manage to expand their domain when they previously couldn't, kind of deal. I can see some cool moments with stuff like that happening in the future. um Besides that, we had a lot of explanation for Gojo's domain, the limitless void. So kinda like the explanation that I understood it is that infinitely, like, everything that you've ever done in your life, every move, every communication, every like sensory thing that you've ever done in your life just gets like reversed and spat at you infinitely. So you experience everything that you've ever experienced and done on yourself, and it kind of like puts you in like a bubble, almost a time bubble, and you're just stuck with that sensory overload numbing you from everything else. Like all of your senses are just overcome by that feeling, and you're just stuck because your brain can't process all of it. So you're literally like shorting the brain out and like creating kind of like what's the word that I used? Not brain death. It's like mind break. Like you've just broken their mind and then they can't function. And so instead of like leaving him like that, just like rotting there, he ripped his head off and was interrogating him, and then Hanami came in. So I really like our cast of villains so far. Ghetto is really menacing. Like, and ironically, I feel so uneasy when Ghetto walks around. It's always those villains, always the villains that are like just walking around, and you can never tell like what makes them tick. They just make you feel uneasy. Like they talk in soft voices, and you're like even now, like Mahito is clearly the big bad, and he seems to be half human half curse, is what they seem to be implying, with the one blue eye, one red eye, and like all the kind of Frankenstein things on him. So it feels like he's a hybrid curse and human almost. So I don't know what that's about. The curses are literally like trying to overwhelm humanity and like otherize humanity and take over and become the dominant species. So that's a pretty big conflict to set up in your first arc, like a really huge one. So, and this feels like it's going to be the overarching conflict that's going to be building up in the background and eventually come to the head. I know there is something called the Shibuya incident in Jujutsu Kaisen, but to be fair, a lot of shows have like Shibuya incidents. I remember like Digimon had the Shibuya incident in Tamers, I believe, it was either Tamers or Data Squad Savers that had the Shibuya incident in it. But regardless, like the Shibuya incidents happen in like so many shows now that it doesn't really tell me anything. October 31st, Halloween. Halloween is a really interesting time for curses. I wonder how that plays into it. And like if like Halloween festivities kind of contribute to like the curses in some way, if it's like their day of black sun or whatever, no, or like their Sozin's comet where they all grow stronger. um and yeah, that was this episode. We had a really fun cameo with Yuji watching Lord of the Rings. He seemed to have really good talent with cursed energy and has already mastered like controlling his emotions subconsciously. So that's interesting. And now we're gonna get some missions in preparation for the tournament arc. All really good stuff. This episode was all about the system and domain expansions and how everything works versus something that I really missed in this episode was seeing Fushiguro and seeing Megumi, and seeing Nobara and Zenin and all the rest, like the whole crew. I really like everyone, so I really want to see where they go. Ghetto so far is the most interesting villain to me. Like Mahito is interesting, but Mahito feels like a red herring. You know, kind of like you have a villain that's like that feels too villainy almost, and then you have like the sidekick, like, and it's like, oh, so you were like Aizen was in the shadows the whole time. That's it. Ghetto gives me Aizen vibes. He gives me insane Aizen vibes, where you always felt something uncomfortable about Aizen, and then once the thing happened, you were like, oh, oh, Aizen's bad news. So I'm really interested to see where this wraps up. I think, in my estimation, Ghetto is the big bad. We'll have to see. Until next time, bye bye.